just applying gentle fingertip pressure. Just to make a relaxing sound. Let's go ahead and open it now. It's got a sort of zippy sort of sealing top, and inside, no, this is not nail varnish, however much it may look like it. This is a little pot. You probably can't focus in on that, but it is stylus clear. I don't know what that really means, but it's a little tool, little solution to clean the end of a record stylus or needle. Now, as you can see, it comes up like that, and then you have what does look like a nail varnish sort of tip, but it just brushes on that stylus to clean the top of it to get a good sound in case it gets clogged up with dust. So that's the first thing in the kit. The second thing is this wonderfully sounding deep track cleansing solution. It's a big bottle. I've only used the first bit of it, so it's a sort of a long-lasting bottle. And inside is a clear liquid, and what I'm told is mostly alcohol, essentially just a cleaning alcohol. So I'm going to make some sounds with this because I love the sound of water in a bottle. Hopefully you can hear that okay. Because it's quite full, it doesn't make much of a sound, but I can tap on it as well. I'll just take the other cloth. As you might be able to see, this is a bit dirtier. This is the one I use for the second-hand records, and I save this one for cleaning my new records. There is very much a separation in my record collection between new and old, second-hand and ones that I've brought from new and looked after myself. A bit of a class separation there. And so they each get their own brush, their own cloth, and I'm afraid to say are treated very differently. A bit discriminative towards records, but that's the way it's going to be. So, time to pick which record I'm going to clean. I can tell you now I've already cleaned this one. I'm talking about the inside, you can't really see it. I'll hold back on this one for now. I have a record in mind I want to clean. And that is the Beach Boys record, which after looking at it in the previous video I saw was pretty nasty. Inside it looks pretty scratched and dusty, so let's give that a go. I'll leave the outer sleeve to my left. This is called the inner sleeve. It's usually just a plain kind of cover. And then I will take it out. Now usually I'd rest it on something, so let's just use this cloth for that purpose. I'm going to have to make a bit of room. That's good though, so this serves as a sort of work surface for me to remove the record and put it on the surface there. That way it doesn't touch the carpet, which is bound to have lots of dust there. Okay, so then I get the deep cleansing fluid, and the idea is you're meant to spray on the record in only a few times. I can sometimes be a bit over the top with the sprays. I go a bit mad, but I'll try and do it right this time. I still like the sounds here of the bottle, like that. So, I'll just show you what it sounds like. What can I do it on? I'll just do it on the back of this paper. Just like that. That's the sort of sound it's going to make. So now let's do it on the record. That should do. I'm going to quickly get on with this cloth and wipe around. Now when you're doing this, you've got to bear a few things in mind. First of all, when you make that initial spray, you don't want to be spraying on this central section. is always brush in the direction of the circle of the record. No up and down rubbing, always following the grooves. Just going to rearrange my feet because I'm getting pins and needles. Let's do a few more sprays because it's a very dirty record, and also just to illustrate what to do. So, away from the central bit, or you can cover it up is another option. And you don't want to be too close to the record either and get it really concentrated. You want to be far away and just to go. Sorry. Okay, it's not really working now. There you go. Just like that. I actually got quite a lot down there. That was a bit too much. But then, once it's sort of coated, you then go around, not applying too much pressure, just following the grooves, following the circle around very carefully. And you hope then that any dust, that's the phone going in the background, you hope that any dust will come off and be on this microfiber cloth. Okay. I can see there's quite a few scratches on this, but I think I've probably got most of the dust off that I'm going to be able to get in this session. Sorry about the phone going in the background, I don't know if you can hear that. So, the idea now is that you'd put it on this stand, like so, and the side that I've just cleaned will be showing here, and just left to dry, because it's important not to play a record directly after cleaning it. This is called a wet run, and some people recommend you do a wet run to try and sort of dig into the dust and dirt in the grooves, but this is not recommended. It makes the stylus very dirty, and if anything it's just going to rub dirt into the grooves, the opposite of the purpose of it. So it's always a good idea to let the record dry before playing it. So this is the purpose of that. There's also the fact that I need to do the other side, so I've done this side, I believe. So let's turn it over and give the other side a go. Again, give it a shake. The shake isn't really necessary, I'm just sort of trying to make some interesting sounds. Oh, I'm also dripping some on the record, that isn't too good. Let's quickly go for a spray then. That should be plenty. I'll find a new bit on this microfiber cloth and just go around following the grooves, trying to coat every bit. I find it quite relaxing doing this, so hopefully that feeling will translate to the video. It's quite therapeutic just to be sitting down and doing something repetitive and forcing yourself to do it very carefully, as you need to do with these records. it's sort of an exercise of